What's up, dogs? Welcome back. It's Daryl. What's up, dogs? Welcome back. What's up, dogs? Welcome back to the channel. You guys notice anything different there? You see how I said the same sentence 3 different times, but all 3 times had different meanings. All right, one of them felt like a question. One of them I felt sad. One of them I was excited. All right, so your tonality comes back to your tonality and how you say things, right? What you say is one thing, but how you say things is a completely different conversation that you may not even be noticing that people are understanding. In this video, we're gonna talk about how mastering your tone and being convicted can help you close any seller. Me personally, I am monotone. My whole life, I've been very monotone. I've never played with my voice inflections. I've always been one tone. It was monotone, right? I've always talked like this. And sometimes I even came across like an asshole, right? It never dawned to me. Like I never felt like that. Nobody's ever told me that until one day I was making calls in the virtual office. That's a Zoom call that, shout out my guy Keston. Keston would have a Zoom call. We still go in there every single day where we make calls. We help each other out. We talk to sellers together. And I was on a phone call with the seller one time, and I forgot what I said, but we ended up hanging up the phone, and it was quiet after the phone call. And all I hear is Keston says, yo, D. I'm like, what's up, man? He's like, you're a douchebag. And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean I'm a douchebag? He's like, no, you are a douchebag. And if you know Keston, that's big because Keston doesn't curse. And so him calling me a douchebag, that meant a lot. So I was really concerned. I'm like, really? Like, do you really mean it? Am I really a douchebag? And I was really curious to see if that's really how I came across, right? Because sometimes you only notice how you perceive things. You don't see how other people perceive you or other people perceive what you say, right? Well, or at least you're not focused on it at that time, right? And when Keston told me that was one of the pivotal moments in my life. It was one of the turning points where I started to actually focus on my tone and how my message is coming across to others, how they're receiving the information that I'm putting out there. So I came up to realize that I was saying all the right things. I was asking the right questions to sellers. I was, had the right script and everything, but I either sounded like a robot or I sounded like I was a douchebag. And one thing I did was, the very first thing was awareness, right? Like you need to be extremely aware of what you say and how you say it. Like once I was aware that how I say things is a completely different conversation to people, it was just a game changer. I was just more conscious and decided to care about the tone that I was saying things in. I was curious, right? What tone did I need to speak in for people to like me, right? Or for people to not think that I was a douchebag. So I started to look for knowledge, look for information. So what we do, read books, right? And I came across a book, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, which is a great book. I've read it 2 or 3 times, right? And what they talk about in the book is how to be a friend. And one of the best tones that you should be using is the curious, genuinely curious tone and playful tone, right? So you want to be genuinely curious, just extremely interested in what that other person's talking about, and you would have a playful tone, right? So combining those two, the genuine curiosity and the playful tone, what that does is it makes the seller like you, right? Interesting people are interested, right? So you being interested in the seller and just genuinely curious and just edging them to go on and get them to talk about themselves. And then the fact that you're using your tone to maybe get them excited, right? Think of it from the seller's perspective. If you jump on the phone, imagine you're the seller, you get on the phone with somebody and automatically their energy is down, right? They're like, hey, hello, seller, I'm calling about this property on Main Street. No, you want somebody to come in with good energy, a really good tone, like they're playful and excited, actually want to be there. I was talking to somebody today, we were doing a role play session, and I told him, bro, it sounds like somebody has a gun to your head. It's somebody's forcing you to be here right now. And that's not what you want. You want them to feel like you are excited to be there. You're happy they're on the phone, and you're grateful to you want to have a great conversation with them. So when I jump on the phone with a seller, my tone is always, hey, Mr. Seller, my name is Daryl, calling about this property on Main Street. right? I'm energetic, I'm there, I'm present, right? I'm there to have a good time. Now, if their tone is lower than mine, if they come on, they're like, hello, like, who's this? And they sound like they're upset or sick or something like that, I'm gonna drop my tone, right? And I'm gonna act like I'm talking to grandma and maybe speak a little slower and be a little softer, right? So just like that, you can slow it down in the process. And that's one of the main things that I'm looking for as soon as I'm getting on the phone. I'm listening for the seller's tone, how they're getting on the call, and I'm going to instantly match their tone, right? Because that is, again, how to make a friend. Somebody is aggressive, you be aggressive. If somebody is talking slower and more softer, you talk slower and softer, right? So you mix a great tone with conviction, you can close anybody. I'm telling you. So what is conviction? Conviction is the belief in something. If you do not believe in what you are selling, don't sell it. The reason why you're letting these sellers tell you no or get off the phone so easily is because you're not truly convicted. If you truly believe that the solution that you're providing to this person is going to solve their problem, you would not let them off the phone so easily. And that's only if you truly believe. If you don't truly believe in what you're selling them, what you're trying to buy their house and the solution is going to solve their problem, then let them off the phone easily, right? I picture it like this. Imagine you're standing on a bridge and somebody's about to jump off this bridge. There's two of you up there. You walk up to that person and you're like, hey, don't jump. Like, please don't jump off this bridge. And they tell you no. Are you just going to just walk away and just not try? No, you're going to say, hey, you do not need to jump off this bridge. You're going to do whatever you can to get this person to not jump off this bridge, and you're going to save them because you are convicted. You truly believe that jumping off this bridge is the wrong thing for this person. So why are we doing the same thing? Why are we not doing the same thing when a seller tells us no, or a seller gives us an objection, or they give us a reason as to why they think that we're not a good fit for each other? If you think that we are, if you truly know that your solution solves their problem, keep going. You can be a little pushy, right? There's no such thing as being pushy. All right, get them to the finish line. If your solution is going to solve their problem, help them out, right? Take it there. To have conviction, you actually need to be working with somebody who needs to sell their property. You know, you can have all the conviction in the world, but if you're talking to a lead who they're selling the property because somebody called them or because they just want to get the best offer, there's no actual need, they have no motivation to sell this property other than us just calling them, the conviction, it just makes no sense, right? So you need to be working with somebody, first of all, who actually needs to sell their property. Somebody, if they don't sell this property in 30 days, something's going to happen, right? So again, you got to have all the conviction in the world. If this person is not motivated, you're not going to sell them. So remember, how to be convicted is you actually have to believe in what you're selling. Now, if you don't believe and you want to hack it, there's a hack out there. Shout out to Alex Hermosi, where I learned this from him. One of the ways to trick yourselves into being convicted is to listen to seller testimonials. All right, listen to sellers in the past that you've helped, a company that you work for, if they have testimonials, which they should have testimonials, listen to those. You can search on YouTube. I know my mentor, Pace Morby, he has seller testimonials on YouTube, searches for testimonials, and watch them before you get on these seller calls. Once you watch them and you understand and you remind yourself why we're actually making these calls, and it's to help somebody rather than just make a quick dollar, you're going to be more convicted, or you should be more convicted. If not, get in another industry to where you actually care about the product that you're selling. In this industry, the product that I'm selling is solutions provider. I'm solving sellers' problems. And I truly believe that the solutions that I'm providing are helping these people, right? So I'm convicted off the jump. So it's important for me to get testimonials from sellers and to play it to my team, and you do the same. Listen to testimonials to trick yourself into being more convicted. So again, if you combine these two techniques together while you're talking to sellers, I guarantee you, doesn't matter how seasoned you are, how experienced you are, you can close anybody. So 1, having a good tone, playful, curious tone. Number 2, being convicted, actually believing in the solution that you're providing to the seller. Those are 2 things where it doesn't matter what the script is, it doesn't matter how many deals you've closed. If you are convicted and you have the proper tone, you will close anybody. If you want to practice these techniques, join my Discord. We're actually doing role plays for the next 60 days straight, where every single morning where we're in there role playing, getting better, practicing these techniques. I'll see you in there. Peace.
They not in a room. I've been so real, I'm dead to the tomb. They in the way.